The title's not clickbait. I was robbed. And I don't mean it in a metaphorical sense. I don't mean like moist moguls were robbed of a win or my fashion sense has been robbed since the moment I started recording this video. I was literally stolen from, thieved, larcenied in the middle of the night. And what was stolen from me? My prized possession. My 1997 imported from Japan Subaru Sandbar. If you don't know, this is my dream car.
Now, before we continue the video a little bit more, I just wanted to say that this vehicle is awesome. And I don't mean just awesome in a, like, oh, look at this tiny little... I mean, bro, when do you ever see, like, a tiny tin can just driving across the street? A tiny tin can truck, actually. You know, I've actually been wanting one of these for a long time. But sooner enough, I will.
It's a mini truck, a K truck, usually used for businessmen in Japan in the 80s and 90s. Kind of fell out of fashion, and I brought one over. It's beautiful. Drives on the other side with the steering wheel, and honestly, I just think it looks super cute. But somebody stole it from me. How? Well, I'll give you a little bit of context. When I got the car, one of the first things that happened is that the tire popped. Just coincidentally, it's a 25-year-old car. The tire didn't hold up. So I changed it for the spare tire, but that's also a 25-year-old tire. All the tires kind of needed to be changed out. So it took a little bit. I kind of parked it at our warehouse, just waiting to find somebody with no real urgency because I still have my Vespa and I still have my purple Volkswagen that you might have seen in the video when I switched to YouTube. But there was a problem with the warehouse. Now, little context, if you don't know, the yard used to be shot in my attic. This is literally my attic, but we moved it because the set was a little bit small to a studio space. And this is it right here. If you haven't checked the yard out in a while, the set's cool. And honestly, the recent episodes have been really funny. So go watch the yard. But because of that, I parked the car at the warehouse, which is just in LA. And the warehouse kind of came into some troubles lately. If you're not in LA, you haven't heard the devastating storms that have taken over. And by that, I mean it's been raining a lot in the past week. But for people in Los Angeles, that's like, level 5 category issues, torrential downpours. It halts everything. There's a bunch more traffic. Lights go out. Power goes out. There's car crashes. We don't handle the rain well in LA. And so when the rain happened, the power went out. And I know this because Aiden, who was at the warehouse, was locked there. Because we have a gate, like you normally do, to protect the vehicles inside.
I feel that people should just stick to regular technology or whatever I mean by that is like, or just give an example for right here. They have whatever electric gate or door or whatever stuff. Look at them. They can't even get out or get in because the power is out. They should just stick to the regular, I guess, lock and key. I don't know if it might be less or more secure, but just because the power went out, now you're not able to go in or out. If you had a lock, it would be fine. But then I guess also for maybe the security reasons too. And I feel like it would just be a little bit more secure if you had it, if they just had a lock, just a regular key and lock. I don't know if they're able to do that or not, but if they were, I feel like they should have just had the regular key and lock. I know it's not the super safest. I know it's not the super safest outcome, but I mean if someone was stuck in there for the whole storm, I mean how long would they have to be stuck in there? And plus, what about whenever the electronics gets messed up? What are you gonna do then? Or you're just gonna be stuck there, or either the door's just gonna be stuck open. I'm pretty sure there's safety precautions too, and people have thought about it. But I mean, I feel like still just a regular lock and key is still the best way instead of just all this electrical stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I feel like the reliability is just not there yet. It's not that I don't like technology or newer technology. It's that I just don't think it's there yet for for reliability and stuff like that. It probably should have had a battery of its own in order for it to just in case stuff like that happens. You know what I mean? Or maybe something like that. I don't know.
In the building itself, and he couldn't leave because the power was off, so the gate wouldn't open. Storm made the power go out. I'm locked inside our warehouse. I'm wandering around a dark, empty building looking for flashlights and testing gates. This is insane. And this is Aiden all alone with an astrolight. I think that's what it's called, a sterilite, something like that. Either way, he was stuck and lost. Eventually, because the breaker didn't work. Zipper, the guy who produces our podcast, saved Aiden, got him out of there, Private Ryan style, and we were all good. We were all hunky dory. The only issue is that because they helped Aiden open the gate stayed open. And through this rainstorm, a thief in the night came to our warehouse, went into my car, somehow jacked it. I don't know how. I don't think there's a spare key that was left in there. Maybe it was. And disappeared from the crime scene. I don't know if they towed it. I don't know if they hot-wired it. Is that a real thing? I see it in movies, but I don't know. Can you do that? I don't know. And they took my car. They took my car away from me, my baby. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, Ludwig, just get a new one. The car isn't that expensive. I mean, in terms of like regular car prices, it costs $5,000 and then like another $2,000 to import. It's like $7,000 all in. But I liked that car. That was my car. That was my 1997 Subaru Sandbar. They don't grow 1997 Subaru Sandbars on trees. I'll have you know. All right, I can get another mini truck, but it won't be the exact same. This one had great mileage on it too. It only had like 60,000 kilometers. That's like 40,000 miles or so. So anyway, here's my cry for help. If you happen to be in LA and you see this 1997 Subaru Sandbar, you let me know. We've contacted the authorities, but
it really gets me mad whenever people like just take things that is basically just not theirs. That's one thing that really gets me mad. It's not just because it's the item. It's mainly just because people have worked hard for their things that they worked for. Look at Ludwig. Look at all the stuff that he's worked for, like his YouTube channel, his live streaming career, and his Subaru Sandbar. I know there's something like minute, like the Subaru Sandbar, but I mean, still, just having something stolen from you like that is just, I don't know, it just gets me mad. These people have worked hard for things like that, just for it to be taken away. I said it's not just the item, it's the blood, sweat, and tears that went into that to go get the item.
Today I come to you guys with some amazing news. Yesterday I made a video called I Got Robbed, about how I got robbed. You don't see it. Specifically, somebody said this thing, all right? Reddit gets to work sometimes, and they 0.9 million views.
Now, before we continue, I just wanted to say that this is a different video. And this is like the conclusion. I will not tell you what the conclusion is yet, but we will see it together.
By like some news sites, a bunch of people retweeted, and because of that, Reddit got to work. Now this could be a dangerous thing, all right? Reddit gets to work sometimes, and they can be a little bit wrong, but very confident that they're right. But with the Subaru Sandbar, it looked like we had better odds. Specifically, somebody said Ludwig Subarus in Silmar, which is like a area of LA that I didn't know existed, because if you don't know, there's thousands of them. Anyway, there's this video that they posted on Reddit, and it looks exactly like my car. You can see it has some of the writing from when I originally imported it. It even has like this little dent over here that was painted over, the same front grille. And it also looks like it's parked really close to this Volkswagen, kind of blocking the license plate. So they filmed this video, they post it on Reddit, and immediately I get a bunch of DMs on Twitter. So I send it to my assistant, Nick Yingling.
Now, usually, my opinion of people that are on Reddit are usually, it's basically a cesspool of weirdos. And don't ask me how I know. There's a few times that Reddit actually does save the day. And this is one of them. As you saw earlier, people on Reddit were able to find Ludwig's truck, and sometimes, Reddit is sometimes okay. Whenever it comes to stuff like this, I feel like it's pretty good, or at least to like, I guess, the YouTuber or the YouTube subreddits. The other Reddits suck, basically.
Who's in LA to go scope out the area. For some context, I'm not in a classroom. I'm in Texas right now filming something super secret. Because of that, I wasn't able to go out there myself, or I would have. So Yingling goes out there. He scopes out the area. By the time he gets there, the car is gone, which was a bit of a bummer. But it's actually pretty helpful to know generally where a car is. So instantly, I tweeted out, somebody found the car, but it was moved before we could get Yingling over there or have somebody place an AirTag. So if you guys happen to be around Silmar in Los Angeles, just keep your eyes peeled. Just keep your eyes peeled for a 1997 Subaru Sandbar. I promise there's not a lot in the area. And so that's exactly what people did. Now, this tweet also got another 1.8 million views. And some people got to work, including this Twitter user, Israel, who sent me this video. It was like a drive-by. And I was refreshing. I mean, all day yesterday, I'm just refreshing my message requests, waiting to see if anyone's sending me anything. And they send this card. Same exact location they left, came back. Weird, I know, but apparently they like hanging out this area. So they send me this. I'm like, all right, cool. Can you see if it's still there? Because I didn't see it for like 20, 30 minutes. They're like, yes, it is. And I'm like, all right, Yingling, you got to go get this car. Maybe call the cops. And if you don't know the cops, look, LAPD is not known for being the best and the brightest in the industry. But the way it works with specific car theft is a little different. It's not like there's one police that you call. There's like a police force for like swatting. There's a police force for like de-escalation. And there's a police force for like harassing minorities. And this specific group was like the auto group of the police force who weren't available at that time. Like we called them. They're like, yep, got to call tomorrow. The people who deal with auto vehicles are not in.
You know, I get, for the first one, I guess, understand for like the different departments for the police department, because mainly just because of the size of LA. Like I'm pretty sure there's multiple police departments in LA, just for like different areas, and it would basically have to be in like a buttload of police, and they'd have to have like since I'm pretty sure they're getting like a whole bunch of calls for a bunch of different things. I'm pretty sure they might have to like have different divisions for different things. They said LA's a big place, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of violence right there too, because of whatever people say and whatever heroin addicts you see over there. But the thing I don't get is that, I guess for the other departments, for like car theft or I guess more smaller things like that, I don't get it why they can't just help them just like over time. Isn't that what they're supposed to be doing? I guess they keep the other police for like other things, so I guess if something else happens. But I don't know, I just still don't get it, because isn't it still a crime and they should still be there? Like the suspect could still be right there next to the car. They could be in they can be in danger just because they're next to that car. Look again, they're trying to find everything. Which, yeah, that's fine. I'm just trying to say that I think maybe they not treated with the same type of, not treated as the same way as like a more serious crime, still as like a regular crime, like 24/7 police working on night shift and day shift.
Now, and we're like, okay, cool. So we couldn't get the cops there. For a lot of people, were like, call the cops. Couldn't. They were like, yeah, we don't. The guy isn't here. All we can do is kind of stand around and look at it. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So Yingling tries to show up, and he's in cahoots with Slime, who's also there, and they find the car. And they have the key to the car, obviously, because I have the key to the car. They walk up to it, and this happens.
There's a guy in the car.
Instant fear in.
To be honest, I think I'd be scared of that too. Because it's basically just like a jump scare, and plus, what if they have a weapon? What if they have like a knife, a gun, something like that? You know, you don't know what people are packing in LA. Like, even though there's like all these strict laws of whatever stuff, people still find out a way how to get all these weapons out and just cause major damage.
Yingling's voice, and you can see it, this shadowy figure that I'm blocking with my face right here, in the car that they didn't expect when they go to open it up. And here's just a few moments of the interaction.
Whoa.
Hey, bro, we gotta take it back.
Take what back?
The car.
What do you mean?
Is this yours?
What are you talking about?
You start it.
Of course.
Wait, can we start it?
How can you get started?
I'm trying to see.
No.
And obviously there's, I think, 8 to 10 more minutes of that interaction But the way it went, at least from Yingling's perspective, and a lot more details will be divulged on the Yard this week. If you aren't a Yard listener, now's the time because Slime was actually there and has the video of it. Basically, they were like, hey, this car was stolen. And the guy who was in that video, by the way, claims to not have been the person who stole the car. He's just a dude who's owed money, and the person who gave him the car happened all the money, and that's how they paid for their debt. I don't know what the actual truth is. We don't know that much, but I do know he has my goddamn car. So they're like, all right, well, hey, that car's stolen. I want it back. And the guy, the audacity of this guy, he's like, all right, $10,000.
$10,000 for a tin can. That literally makes no sense. It's basically based on the price that basically he just gave off. You know, he's already up to some Black Air Force activity.
The car, first of all, doesn't even cost that much. All right? But besides the fact that I would be paying for what is literally mine that was stolen from me, it is not worth $10,000. It was worth $5,500. It's literally half that. So it's like, okay, no, obviously not. One, two, I don't have $10,000 on me, is what they said. And so then they were like, all right, talking, going back and forth. Eventually, Nick's there and he's like, all right, I'm just going to call the cops. And the guy's like, all right, dude, call the cops. He goes to call the police. The moment he does it, door slams. The guy fucking gets right out of there. Leaves the scene of the crime. Son of a bitch. I'm up. It's like 1, 2 a.m. in Texas when I get that message that he left. I'm like, no, it was right there. And I was so worried that maybe it'd be parked in like a garage forever or driven way, way, way out of town. You know, it's just somewhere where we couldn't find it. But I wake up this morning, bright and early, like 9 a.m., and I see this post on the subreddit. Lud's truck. Subreddit back at it again.
Reddit might be full of weirdos and a whole bunch of interesting people, I'd say. But this time they've back, like Ludwigs, like they were back at it again to save the Sumbar. You know, we shouldn't start a Sumbar cult, a Sumbar religion. All hail Sumbar. But yeah, basically subreddit was back at it again and basically helped Ludwig find his truck again. Not just Ludwig, but also the other creators.
There's a crazy community effort of people who happen to live around that area in Los Angeles, just walking around, keeping their eyes peeled, and tracking this down. And this singular image led to a bunch of DMs. And again, I'm refreshing. And they tracked not only what city this was in, but the exact area, the exact mall outlet. Jin's Massage. Guy, I guess, maybe he was going for Veronica's insurance, but I think he was getting a little Jin's Massage, okay? A little sweet treat while sitting there with my car that he stole. And while that was happening, the original Reddit poster, Suffer, that's the guy's username, stayed there, called the cops. And at that time, the cops did have the auto group who deals with that sort of thing. And he waited around. And I'm spam calling Yingling because it's like early days, early morning. Yingling was up late trying to get the car. He shows up, and then what happens? The police save the day. Got to give a little credit, all right? The police save the day. They show up, and the moment they show up, the guy who was, I think, in the massage parlor, who was like packing up the car, ready to leave, right at the moment the cops come up, just runs down the street. Just Scooby-Doo's the hell out of there. The police stick around for it. Yingling gets there. Here's Suffer with Yingling with the car. And he says, found Ludwig's stolen truck earlier. LOL. Casual day in the life of Suffer, man. What a goat. And it, of course, ends with the car being saved. It is now finally in our hands. Obviously not in the same location.
A community hard at work. And basically just a whole bunch of people just putting in the hard work. And a lot of hope they just turned Ludwig's cries of help into tears of joy. You know, they probably only lost it for a week, but being in tech, being somewhere else and not be able to do anything about it, like I'm pretty sure that must like suck. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have felt that way, and I'm really sorry to whoever has felt like that. But anyways, I think that's the end of the video. I'll talk to you later.